Good morning, everyone. Woo, is Fortnite infiltrating your home? Do you have kids like me, particularly boys, who are falling in love and getting a little bit addicted to the game Fortnite? It's a bit of a craze. It's overtaken Minecraft, and you know, it's a really cool game. Some say it's a cross between, I can't remember the name of the show. No, it's gone. Hunger Games. Hi, Annette. It's a cross between, hi, Robin. Hunger Games and another one. And anyway, that's gone out of my brain. But I can see that relevance, and my boys really just want to play it all the time. They want to watch streamers who are playing it. They want to spend all their weekend playing if I would let them do that. Now, it's been interesting because last week my husband tagged me in a post that Maggie Dent had written about the game and just setting up parameters around it, and just, you know, I guess letting people know that it is quite an addictive game. The people that have built it are very, very clever. They're very, very clever marketers, and it's a free game, and they're pulling in, I think, 200 million they pulled in March. Hi, Christine, how are you? So it's really interesting, and this morning I got up and I saw a video. Hey, Leslie. I saw an ABC post on my phone about Fortnite, and I opened that and had a read about it. So this was on ABC. It was one of the alerts that came through for me on ABC this morning. So that was an article talking about Fortnite, and they're talking to a young streamer who, I think her name was Loser something, who streams Fortnite, and was talking about the game and why it's so great. And it's a very social game. It's great in building confidence, strategy. Hi, Carmel. How are you, gorgeous? And it's really interesting. And so she was talking about the pros and cons of it, and said that as parents, we should all get on the game and learn the game, and get a taste and a feel for what it's like for the kids. So that was really interesting. Hi, Jai. Hey, Devon. How are you, gorgeous? So it was really interesting that ABC were talking about it this morning. Maggie Dent was talking about it last week, and then I popped on the radio in the car as I took my eldest up to school this morning, which is, you know, a 3-4 minute trip. And on FM radio, they were talking about Fortnite, and they were taking talkback callers talking about it. So it's something that's trending. It's absolutely something that's in the media at the moment. It's in our homes. My gosh, is it in our homes? It's amazing. One mum was saying that of a weekend her son would go out, a 13-year-old son would go out and play with friends, and that friends would drop by, and now the friends have sort of, hey Leslie, have sort of stopped dropping by, and that her son just wants to be in the game. And, you know, as parents, it's up to us to set up really strong foundations around that and rules, and we've certainly come up with some rules for our boys in playing the game. Thankfully, our daughter's not interested in it yet. Jeremy, hello. Nice to have you here. So it's interesting because, as I said, Maggie Dent had a story on it. ABC Radio were talking about it this morning, and then it was on, I think, 92.9 FM with Nat, Sean and Nathan this morning. So they were talking about, so I thought this is really interesting. It's something the media have picked up on. It's obviously at the tipping point now where so many people are playing it, particularly kids. Matt, hello. Well, this is an interesting topic. I've got lots of people tuning in this morning, so I must have hit a bit of a nerve. And tell me, is it in your house? Matt, are your kids playing it? So I know your kids are a bit older. Maybe your youngest is playing it. Jeremy, are you on it? Are you playing it? Are your mates playing it? Leslie, is Tane playing the game? It's, it's really interesting. But for me, obviously, I'm quite excited to see the media are talking about it, because that means there's opportunities for us as parents to contribute to the conversation and what we're doing that could be working or might not be working, or what we think, how it's impacting our kids. You know, there's a lot of debate about saying this is actually a really good game for negotiation, confidence, strategy, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing for kids. My son's had quite a few wins, and it's like he's won the lottery when he wins. It's amazing. It's quite funny to watch. Okay. All right, Leslie. So, Was it on the news? Did you see it on TV this morning? Did you see about Fortnite, or did you see that on ABC, the same article maybe that I saw? Yeah, it's you know, I guess really if you don't have kids, maybe you wouldn't be aware of it. You know, young kids or young adult kids, or the, you know, that generation that's in your orbit, you probably wouldn't really be aware of it. If I let my kids, I would go from device to device, watching other people play it. And I did hear, actually last week, there's another point they were talking about on ABC radio, that the way that athletics or sporting culture is changing because games like this are getting, so many people are getting absorbed in it, and it does take a particular skill, absolutely skill and strategy to get somewhere in the game, that people are earning hundreds of thousands, you know, possibly even millions playing the game and getting other people watching them play and donating to their game. And they're also holding massive tournaments. And I did hear that there was one, I'm not sure if it was in Perth or Melbourne, but I think 36,000 people turned up to a convention centre to watch a round of Fortnite. It's out of control. Hey, Catherine. Talking about Fortnite. How's it going in your house? Do you have it? Is Blake on Fortnite? So, hey, Amy Rose. How are you, beautiful? Probably, I don't know. Would your kids be playing Fortnite? So, it's something that's, I guess, changing the way, hey, Fee, that we're looking at things. And I'd never even think that you get thousands of people in a room to watch a Fortnite battle take place. But this is the game, and I tell you what, those developers are really, really, really clever. So I've just got to move this. So there's opportunities there there'll be talkback radio as there was today. There'll be opportunities for parents to contribute what they're doing, their thoughts, their opinions around it. And it's going to be controversial, which the media love controversy, because we've got the people that are for it and the people that are against it. If you're a psychologist, this would be a beautiful spot for you to comment on, addiction and the brain and the developing brain in children, and how this could be possibly impacting them. So there's a lot of opportunities there. Hello, Chris. Thank you for joining in. Nice to have you here. So it's really, really interesting. There's lots of opportunities, and really it's up to you. If it's something that you did want to comment on, you might want to share your opinion on how it is working in your household or how it isn't working. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of negative stories around this, with kids getting quite addicted to it and not wanting to do anything else. I've heard stories of kids getting up during the night. This was on the Maggie Dent page. Kids getting up during the night, sneaking out, jumping on, the Xbox or whatever to play Fortnite. Kids taking devices to bed to play. It's really getting into their brains, and as parents, that's obviously where we have to step in and say enough is enough. But, it's amazing. And to see the conversations with my son, is anybody else getting this? My son's talking about he wants to start streaming. He can see that this is a way for him to make money, and it's a real clash of old values versus new values, because this is a legitimate way for people to make income. It's not the normal mainstream, go to school, go to uni. Yeah, that's right, Chris. Absolutely. Yeah, it's nothing new. Definitely. But I think, what could be new is the amount of people that it's attracting, and the people that are making so much money from it. There's, hey Sarah, my son's saying, there's these couple of two, there's this guy called Ninja who streams, and he earns hundreds of thousands of dollars basically every time that he streams. And this is why my son's looking, going, well, I could do that. I could get to that. I've got 9 wins to be professional. I need to have 1,000 wins. They're already starting to work this out in their head, which I think for me is great for my son to see that, this is something I could do. This is a way to make money. This is legitimate. But at the same time, I said to him, well, you're not even 13. There's no way you're going to spend hours and hours and hours and hours on this game to get 1,000 wins under your belt. But it's interesting, that shift that's happening, that kids can see, well, this is actually somewhere I could make money. And you could make a hell of a lot of money. It's incredible, millions of dollars. And this guy Ninja, I was reading this morning, is actually going online and playing against Drake, who's an American rapper. So Ninja and Drake are playing together. So there's, you know, again, all these opportunities once you get a bit of credibility and notoriety in your industry, whether it's the media or through playing Fortnite, these other opportunities open up and people want to be with you and play games with you. It's crazy. It's crazy. But, you know, I just want to talk about that this morning because it's obviously hitting critical mass, and it's been spoken about in the media, which means there's opportunities for us as parents, there's opportunities for you if you might be conflict resolution, addiction specialist, you might be a gaming developer who can go out and say, look, this game's actually really great because of, you know, A, B, C, D strategy, you know, the mental, I guess, application, negotiation as well. There's a lot of negotiation that happens in there. So it's really interesting. So do you have any thoughts? I know there's a few of you online here watching and listening. Did you have any thoughts about this that you'd like to contribute or share what's happening in your house, possibly? And, you know, like anything, I guess it will be something, it'd be interesting to see how long it does stay around for. Obviously, the developers have put a lot of money into this game. Yeah, Leslie, it's a great question for your fan page. Yeah, definitely, because it feels to me in my community that it's hit critical mass. I think I was talking to Tana last night that it started, I think it came out in October last year. And so it's been around a little while now, and it feels like it's hit critical mass, that it's becoming, you know, part of the common language at the moment with primary school and you know, late primary school and teenagers and young adults alike. So it's really interesting to watch and to see how long it does stay around. Minecraft was another big game that has kind of stepped back, but they're saying that the developers are really clever in this game because they've hit a niche, you know, a bit of a blind spot where, you know, you've still got kids who are being used to Minecraft where it's not really violent. Hey Nick, thanks for tuning in. And then, you know, the next step up is really quite violent games like Mortal Kombat or what's the other one? Can't remember. But really violent, pretty horrific, lifelike games. And that Fortnite has come in to this middle ground where it's, yes, there's still killing, but it's not graphic, it's not visual. So it's a really nice place for kids to sit without damaging them too much. It's crazy. It's incredible, and it's, for me, it's really interesting to watch this play out. And, you know, from a business perspective and what the developers are doing, and from the societal perspective of a bit of pushback, and then how the kids are also engaging and playing and being very social online. You can play on your own, you can play in pairs. I think you can play into a group of 4. So really, really interesting. Yeah, if you've got any comments, I'm about to finish up. So if you've got anything you'd like to share, any feedback around that, just let me know. And now I'm going to jump off and jump into my... Hey Sarah, I'm actually going to jump off now and go over to my Media Money Magnetism page and just talk about this a little bit more from a business perspective. So, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, that's it, Sarah. Fortnite Battle Royale. That is what I'm talking about, girlfriend. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. And what's your experience with it, Sarah? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to jump on and try it out. I think I'll jump on with my boys this weekend and get behind the remote and have a wee play. And I was talking to a friend the other day that at rugby training. Oh, pleasure, Annette. That there was a game that I wanted to play every day, and that was just on the Commodore 64, going from level to level to level to level. And I just wanted to get to the next level, but I could only play it probably about 30, 40 minutes a week. But, you know, even going back, you know, that was in the 80s and that's still there. Yeah, Sarah, it is less gory. There's a lot of strategy, you know, I realise that. And, you know, it's not as gory and visual as other games. And, you know, there's a lot of good things for it. All right, I'm going to sign off now. I'm going to jump over to my other page. If you'd like to join the conversation from a business perspective, please do join me. And thanks for tuning in. It's goodbye from me.